months ago, I did a video breaking down all the various mission ranks, something that was long overdue in my opinion, and in typical fashion, a few weeks after I put that video out, new in-depth information got released about the changes that Naruto's made to the ninja ranking system in Konoha, and a close look at this shows you that this is actually a key part of Naruto's policy as Hokage. The boy who dreamed of being a Hokage like none ever before him is off to a really solid start when you look at the policy changes that he's made. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at the upgraded ninja ranking system under Naruto, in particular the mission ranks, and explain how things have changed drastically under Naruto's Hokage. Now, the information actually comes to us from the former writer of the Boruto manga and the anime Ukyo Kodachi, who has since been replaced by Masashi Kishimoto in the Boruto manga at least. Kodachi actually wrote in the back of Boruto Volume 9 in the Shinobi Secrets column the updated information I'm going to share with you guys, but to appreciate these changes, we have to look back at the official information that we had about the original info. Now, under the old ninja ranking system that Masashi Kishimoto implemented in Naruto's manga, which I have a whole video going in depth on, the mission ranks were a bit more defined and serious versus Naruto accomplishing something that Kakashi wanted done when Kakashi was Hokage, when he was pushing the Shinobi Union to have more of a sliding scale for mission ranks. So under the old system, it went as follow. Again, this is just a brief refresher, nothing in depth like the whole video I have on it, but D ranks were babysitting jobs and finding lost pets. C rank was for tuning to go on missions where they might get into a fight with other ninja. Most likely they're going to fight off a few bandits who are after some farmer that the Chunin were protecting. B rank missions were for advanced Chunin to openly fight other ninjas and carry out espionage mission for intel gathering. A rank missions were meant for Jonin to handle guarding VIPs, taking out ninja forces, and village level threats. And S rank missions were your country level threats that only the most elite Jonin like Kakashi, Guy, and even Asuma were assigned to. Now, under Naruto's Hokage, the whole mission ranking system has been revamped and flipped all the way over on its head. So part of the reasoning is that Naruto shares Kakashi's view that the world needed to transition away from the old ninja system, embracing the changes to a world that would eventually rely less on ninja, and thus the classification for ninja missions needed to change to reflect these times. Now, under Naruto, the changes have been this. So D rank missions are mostly the same: searching for cats, babysitting, running errands, farming, but you also have hunting down wild boars and animals like we saw in the Boruto movie in the opening of that movie. The last one, the hunting down of wild animals, is a new change, since before that would have been a C rank mission. But under Naruto, that is now classified as D rank, and those missions only go to Genin. And something you're going to see going forward is that despite there being multiple ranks, a lot of Genin qualify for a lot of B rank and C rank and D rank missions. So this is where we get to some of the changes that have happened. So C rank mission status is thus forced. So under the new guidelines, some of what was previously a B rank mission is now a C rank mission. So things like espionage and intel gathering that was before a B rank mission is now a C rank mission. That's on top of the usual stuff like fighting off bandits and giving off aid to people in impacted areas and protecting clients from targeted attacks that are meant to kill them. Battles against ninja are openly expected here, but Genin are still expected to carry out the mission as long as the mission rank does not jump to a B rank, which is a nice segue to B rank missions. So previously, B rank missions would go to high Chunin level to carry out things like espionage and combat against lower Jonin and Chunin level threats. It was something that was expected, and guarding people from attacks. B rank missions now under Naruto fully expect to have battles against other ninja, but due to labor shortages, i.e. the number of people who are becoming ninjas is dropping as the years go by, exceptionally talented Genin are being assigned these missions as well. Now, this is where that sliding scale that I mentioned before starts to come into play. So under the new guidelines, what would have been a B rank mission like guarding Kokiri at the Hozuki Castle mission in Boruto is now technically a C rank mission, since guarding people from attacks falls into that category. However, the sliding scale into all this is that if things get dicey, it can get bumped up to a B rank because Genin are still expected to see it through under Naruto's new guidelines. Hence why when Banga attacked Sarada and Tsukio, who was really actually Shoujoji, attacked Boruto's team, they still had to see it through. Naruto in the anime said that he still expected Team 7 to see through the mission despite it being them going to a prison. This meant for Shinobi because Team 7 would be allowed to use ninjutsu, which would give them an edge over the imprisoned Shinobi who couldn't use ninjutsu because of the sealing formula on their bodies. Now, it wasn't a crazy decision since Naruto and the Boruto anime rated Team 7 as being Chunin level in skill. So that brings us to A rank missions now. So previously, A rank missions were almost always reserved for Jonin. Battles to suppress ninja forces, village level threats, etc. Stuff like that was stuff that Jonin would have handled. Under Naruto now, missions like this go directly to Chunin, which is why if you look at it strategically, that's why there was so much emphasis being put on who needed to be promoted after the Chunin exams. It wasn't just because of the number of slots being limited, but because of the quality of work that a Chunin would have to do under Naruto's new guidelines. Now, the evaluation of the threat level before the mission is handed down is directly made by Naruto and Shikamaru. Nobody else gets to call the shots on that. They delegate everything below an A rank mission to that secretary that you see at the bottom floor of the Hokage tower. Because Naruto and Shikamaru are the ones who directly evaluate the threat level, they're the ones who handpick the Chunin teams that go on these missions. Also, a really quick fun fact for you guys is that Sumire gets paid the A rank mission salary for her work in the mission weapon tech department, which means she technically earns more per mission than Boruto actually earns, despite the fact that both of them are Genin. Now, S-rank missions haven't really changed much under Naruto. Essentially, under Naruto, the only people who can carry out S-rank missions are Jonin and Jonin alone. So this is where you get a lot of confusion, so hopefully this clears it up. So due to Naruto being stricter with the promotions to Chunin and Jonin, which is ironic since he himself is technically still a Genin even though he's Hokage, since he was never formally promoted to Jonin himself, due to Naruto being a lot stricter, there are less brand new Jonin under Konoha under Naruto's Hokage than there were under the previous administrations. And that's for a really big reason. If you're a Jonin now, Naruto expects you to be able to handle S-rank missions if you don't have a Genin team, which is why Mujino was often off doing missions away from Konoha, and it's also why Konohamaru was partnered off with Mujino to go on missions when Konohamaru himself wasn't on missions with Team 7. So what does Naruto expect an S-rank mission to be? So essentially, if there's expected to be Jonin level threats, then it's an S-rank mission. If it's an Akatsuki level threat, then it's an S-rank mission. And you're going to be required to have a team to handle it unless you're in a very small privileged group of ninja like Sasuke, who can go out on these missions alone, or Konohamaru, who's required to have one Jonin caliber ninja on his team at all times. In order to participate in these missions, Konohamaru has to be part of a two-man team. Other Jonin, when they take these missions, have to go in the typical 3 to 4 man cell squads. Also, if it's a threat level that requires power that only one of the 5 Kage can stop, it's considered to be an S-rank mission, which, as a reminder, all the 5 Kage aren't the same strength level, which should make you look at Konohamaru's reaction to Kawaki versus Garou a lot differently now. So that's why he stepped in at this point, because Boruto's team was evaluated by Naruto as being at a Chunin level. S-rank missions start out at a Jonin level, and the Kawaki versus Garou battle was quickly escalating to degrees of the higher degrees of S-rank, which is why he was so adamant that Team 7 do not under any circumstances engage in combat. After all, the explosion that Kawaki created when he blew off the upper part of Garou's body isn't destructive power that most Chunin, hell, that's not even the most destructive power that most Jonin can actually produce, which is why Konohamaru was freaking out in that moment. However, I'm going to stop here. If you guys want, I can cover more of the broad changes that Naruto's made as Hokage, looking at some of Naruto's Hokage policy. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.